Alright, here we go. Are we good? Are we live? Are we ready to answer the call? Need to check this and make sure here. Alright, so it looks like we're live. Alright, so with Doom the Dark Ages coming out soon, I figured why not pick up Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal again and just replay them before we get into the Dark Ages. So here we are. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through this game. I'm probably not going to be able to finish it before the Dark Ages comes out unless a miracle happens. But I am going to play through the main game and both DLCs just so we can get all the storyness of it all. And yeah, we're going to be starting fresh. Starting fresh. All right. Let's see. All right. I can do. I've completed the game on this and this. I don't really want to do ultra violence. I think we're here more for the experience than the challenge right now, so I'm probably going to go with Hurt Me Plenty, just because that's kind of the normal difficulty. Yeah, this should be interesting to go through again in the lead up to the Dark Ages. I am going to be unavailable for the next 2 weekends after this weekend when this goes up, so I do apologize for that. I am going to pre-record a lot of Doom Eternal beforehand, because that seemed to work out pretty well, so I will be keeping the Eternal coming, as we shall say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the game and the DLCs during the pre-recordings. I'm going to try, because it would be nice if I could get back from a vacation I'm going to be on and be able to hit Dark Ages as soon as I can. So that'll roughly be the goal. So let's get into it.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
I love this intro just because it gives you a great sort of escalation of events from the previous game.
We must pray now, brothers. Pray that he is watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
I have no idea how we got to this base from the end of the previous game to here, but I kind of don't care just because it's cool.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hellpriest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They feared the mark of the beast.
This is such a vibe, man. This is such a vibe. Yeah. I fucking love the way these games treat the Doom Slayer. It's like every gamer and every guy wants to be a badass, and the Doom Slayer is the badass that we all want to be. It's great.
I have located the priest's signal. I will mark it on your HUD.
I love that gory kill where he just punched him like into his own torso. It's glorious. I want to kill you a special way again. Come on. There we go. Alright, what's the map button here? Chainsaw. Beautiful chainsaw. This is the weird thing, right? This game immerses me more than Doom 2016 does, but at the same time, it's even more video gamey. You know, like with these little sequences. Ammo. I also like how diegetically you begin with the double jump in this game, as opposed to like having to relearn stuff in between games. That's one thing a lot of games get, or rather, what a lot of games do poorly, where they don't take into account that you already have an ability from a previous game. I also love these little collectibles. I love these games. They're video games that take full advantage of being video games about a guy who just kicks ass, right? I mean, they're some of the funnest experiences I've had playing a video game. It's just playing these games and just enjoying the fact that they know full well they're video games and they own it. They absolutely own it. Hey. All right. Sticky bombs. Sticky bombs. It's hard for me to get away from the shotgun with its like bomb version. It's very hard for me to just dismiss that. Nice. It's all coming back to me. Also, if the game's kind of loud, let me know. Like if the audio balancing is weird, let me know. Yeah! Oh, that's a good one. I love a spine crack. Oh, come back. Yeah! I just don't realize the impact of the grenade also does damage. Like it stuns them a little bit. here, you. Come here. Come here. There we go. I also love all the ammo being super multicolored. It's very... I remember at the time I said it was like an 80s thing where there's just color everywhere. And I would agree that that's a good thing. I think it's cool. It's a nice way to add some color to a game that can sort of get monotonous with all the reds and the like all the reds and the blacks and stuff of like weapons and blood and all this other stuff. It's nice to have the sort of ultra high contrast throughout the game. Not picked up a map yet, which I want to check, because I don't want to miss stuff. What are these milestones? Yeah. Okay, these are things I already did. My tab key's working. I'm hitting it, nothing's happening. That's gonna be an issue. Oh, hey!
My soul remains guarded. You can't.
This is such a metal introduction to just the Doomslayer, even though we've already had an introduction in the previous game, but it's just... The consistency in these games with the Doomslayer just being a guy that gets shit done with no words is something that I think we really should appreciate, because we've had so many games where just protagonists just talk and talk and talk, you know, around sort of the period of this game coming out.
The first Hell Priest has been terminated.
It's nice to have just
The
a
demonic
silent
consumption
badass.
of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
You don't even acknowledge me. No! I will kill you! Maybe not. Oh, man. This is one thing I always loved about the Doom, sort of, at least the, I guess you could call these the reboot games. But, I've always loved them for how they, just depict sort of an intense sci-fi sort of hell. You know, it kind of mixes the fantastical elements of the belief in hell along with the, like the sort of like gear porn that you get with good sci-fi. You know, or where you get, you know, gear porn from sci-fi that is heavy on the tech side of things, right? Like if you're a fan of like Star Wars or Star Trek or something, there's a lot of tech porn and those types of things. Objective marker. Still trying to see like I should have a map of this one. There we go, now it's working. I don't know why it wasn't working before. Alright, I need to get to... Hello? Yeah! I've got that little figurine and it's so cool. I've never started collecting shit until I played this game. And it's like... Part of me wants to keep collecting stuff. And I just want to like look around at just the carnage. Alright, I forget. We don't have any challenges this level, do we? No. That's the weekly thing. One thing I've always felt kind of weird about is how you've got these games that have sort of the live... It's not really like a live service, but it's like a... There are things to do. Like there are... It's like there are rewards that you get by just playing the game. Like there's a leveling up system that, you know, deals with... you know, like there's stuff outside of the game that you get by just playing the game, right? Like it's not like a multiplayer thing where the leveling is locked only to that particular like game mode type, right? Like you know, like in this game you have like XP and stuff. You know, and like you have like rewards that give you XP, and you unlock like cosmetics and stuff through this. It's a weird thing that I kind of like in the game, how you have different ways to unlock collectibles that aren't just do thing in game. It's sort of like just play game, just play lots of game. You will get XP no matter what you're doing. You'll get XP. It's a nice thing I like. I also like the new demons introduced. Actually, this is one reason why I remember liking the. How tough you are. Guns make the world go round. Hello there. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Weapon wheel. I didn't realize it slows down the animation. I know it slows the game down in general, but it's kind of neat. Heavy cannon. Lots of things. There's a lot more secrets up ahead, so we need to keep that stuff in mind here. Now one thing I enjoyed but had very strange sort of opinions on was the parkour in the game. How they added all these different like elements to it, like the wall climbing and the whatchamacallit. Like all the different new elements they added I thought were neat. And I think were overall good. It was just something that I had to kind of get used to as a particular player because I don't play a lot of games with parkour. Like the most intense games I've played with parkour are like Dying Light and like Assassin's Creed 4. Like that was it. Like everything else is, or up to this game, that was all I had really experienced with parkour. Yeah. Pay your taxes. go! Oh, hey. I was on the soundtrack for Doom Eternal. I really wish there was an official release of the Doom Eternal soundtrack because I've not, well, I haven't checked if I could find it anywhere, like, since, like, 2021. So, there might be one out there, but I remember I had to, like, go to YouTube and basically, like, download all the stuff that was directly ripped from the game. And it's like, I love Doom Eternal. I really wish that, I really wish there wasn't any drama that like led to it sort of having different issues.
Behold the fruits of our labor.
I can't wait to get back to the space station because I really liked how you had a hub in this game. It was cool to be able to go back there and sort of see collectibles you've picked up and other things that you've kind of seen along the way. I mean, I know I keep saying I like this and I like this and I like this, and it's because I do. There's a lot of shit in this game I like. I think it's very fun. I know there's aim assist on console. I don't think there's aim assist on PC, but I always feel like I'm more accurate in this game than other games, and I wonder if it's because of, like, the game. Like, if it's helping me aim sometimes. Like if it does the, like, bullet curve thing, or if I just am that accurate. Like, I don't know. And I don't know whether to be proud of myself or not. You know? So it's a weird thing. The Spider Slayer. I was not a fan of was the change to like how your punch, like enemies are much more susceptible to your guns rather than your punches, which makes sense because you don't want your, you don't want this completely like.
The cleansing of Earth is a necessary
I understand you want players to use the guns, but it's like, I like being able to like punch weak enemies in the previous game and have that more successful. of these is the one I would probably want. Shots can penetrate through smaller demons. Let's do micro missiles. 4 explosions is usually good. Ah, yes, and we have this now. One thing I did like about the changes from like the older game was not the older game, but the previous game is I like how your ammo can always be present. It just takes a little time, you know, with the chainsaw recharging. I like how they do a lot of stuff in this game to sort of keep you in the action where you don't have to have a lot of downtime, like either in recovering ammo or, you know, what have you. You know, there's a lot of space given, or a lot of intention put behind certain things that you get at certain points in the game. I just love looking around at the levels sometimes.
The UAC would like to thank you for your support during this transition. Your suffering continues to inspire us.
Hey, have a treat. Alright, how we doing? We got 4 secrets left. I assume that we're gonna get them later. I'm wondering, what is the point of this thing? I just wonder if it's like a secret down there or something, but maybe I'm thinking a little too much. How do I get over there? Here we go. I also like how this game had like cheats in it. So there's like I said earlier, this game just really like these games know that they're games and they fully take advantage of the fact that they are games. You know, it's not like a lot of the games where they're all striving to basically be a movie. It's like this is an actual game. And it wants to be a game. And it likes being a game. one thing I remember. This game is far more intense than the previous one was, just because it's a game that can become very overwhelming if you don't sort of step up to meet its challenge. So I remember that being a thing that I was like, what the f my brain couldn't handle it at first.
Forget about the future. The suffer is to be
nearby. She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD.
Alright.
The gathering of Hell Priests is located just above your location. My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of this facility.
That is such a just funny concept in and of itself. You have these giant demons just hauling these entire citadels around. I forget when you get the dash move. I remember that being a big thing. I was like, ooh, that's neat. Yeah, I remember that. Fast travel being a thing. If there were like map unlocks around here or not. I feel like there were, but I might be wrong. Okay, so I found everything. Let's go.
The Khan Maker is present at this gathering, but when outside of her domain, she is by all accounts indestructible.
I did like how there was more lore in this game too. Like I think they did a better job balancing the lore and the story with the actual mechanics as well.
How can this be? No man can pass through the gate. It is... This stops nothing! The sacrament of this world to the great Khan Maker will be made, and the energy will be restored once again. As it is written,
from the souls of the non-believers. You will not save them from their judgment.
You go too far this time. You cannot interfere. This is humanity's chance to repent, to give service to us. You cannot resist the will of the Khan Maker.
Activating the portal now.
For it was you who was meant to enforce it.
Little teases of stuff. Now that was an opportunity to kill the other two priests, which I think is kind of I wish they had made it where they were just holograms or something instead of physically being there. Like the Doomslayer shoots them and it's like, oh, they're just holograms. You know, I'd rather have that than some of the other stuff. All right, let's continue. I'm probably going to stream for another hour and a half, so we'll see how far we get in the game. I also thought about moving the stream back a little bit, like moving it, or not back, like forward in the day. So like, or no, what would be the right term? I want to put it where it's more in the afternoon my time, because I normally do this in the morning for me. And pushing it back maybe like 3 or 4 hours might be more beneficial for more people to show up.
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest. Your celestial locator is missing a component. We will need a replacement. I've completed the redesign of your equipment launcher. The Flame Belch is now ready for your approval.
Flame Belch! Flame Belch. Sweet. I like this edition, where you can essentially give yourself armor. It's a cool detail. Also having that recharge time. You know, just having everything on a recharge but limited charges depending on sort of how you use stuff. That's one thing I liked a lot. I can't wait to get everywhere. I want to unlock all the things. There's so much stuff here I want to unlock. I also really want to get the Unmaker. I just want to get a lot of shit, just in general. Sentinel Crystal Tutorial. Permanently upgrade your health, armor, or ammo capacities. Alright, so... This is one thing I liked as well, where it's like you've got the individual upgrades here that like give you more health or more armor or more ammo, but when you do both of these, you get an additional bonus on top of that. It's like it reinforces the value of choice in a game when it comes to like picking what you want to level up. It's just very video gamey, and I'm down. I'm so down for this. More video games need to strive to be video games, not movies. It seems like a lot of games that get a lot of critical acclaim are like trying to be movies. But then again, we've had that thing where a lot of critics just like games that are sort of games that have the correct opinions on things rather than actually being good nowadays. So that's kind of muddies the waters in terms of what an actual good game is. At least from like a critic perspective. Let's see, demons drop armor at a faster rate. Flame Belch, reduce time. Drops getting pulled in from farther away would be very helpful. Yeah. Now, this is one thing I remember, like, getting the additional stuff for Blood Punch, I remember, was actually very helpful. So I wonder if it might be best to do one of these. So... Let's try this. I don't remember when we get Blood Punch, but let's go for more armor right now. Just because armor we can farm. Because armor doesn't actually, like, using the flame belt doesn't actually kill a lot of demons.
The portal is activated and ready when you are.
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined hellified zone near the San Andreas Chasm. Satellite imagery show what ARC personnel believe to be the legendary Doomslayer himself fighting the mortally challenged. The Doomslayer, or Doom Guy as he is sometimes referred to, was thought to be a myth of the Resistance, a sort of avenging angel. He was last reported to be seen on Mars and is allegedly responsible for the destruction of the Argent Tower there. He disappeared soon afterwards. The UAC continues to deny all reports of his existence. We will continue to broadcast new information as we receive it.
I forget, is this a new message?
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined
Okay, so it's
hellified
the same
zone
thing
near
again.
the San
Alright.
Andreas Chasm. Satellite image.
Alright, so... Okay, that's basically how we tell how far we are.
Show what ARC personnel.
Alright, I forget. There's nothing I can really do here, right? Because we don't have a thing to unlock all the doors yet. Look how quick my legs are. Alright, anyway. Let's-a go! Well, that was fun. That was a fun single mission before it crashed. I hope it doesn't continue to do that in the future. It is one thing, like I loved playing Doom Eternal. Like I don't have that many complaints about the overall game. It's just that technical thing is probably the biggest complaint I have. It's just sometimes it doesn't work properly. I don't know if that's just if that's me doing something like I don't know if it's a hardware issue on my end or if it's like a technical issue on like the developer side of things. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, let's get back into what we were doing. Alright, hopefully we don't have to go through all of that stuff again. Because I remember that I think both of these games have a pretty good autosave system where as soon as you do anything, it will save it most of the time. Like anything of note, I think.
I do not have the means to locate the site.
See, do we have to do... Oh, we have to redo stuff.
Equipment launcher.
Oh.
The flame belch is now ready for your approval.
Gotta redo shit. Yes, yes, I know. Alright, let's get this stuff sorted out once more. Yes. Alright, more armor, please. More blood punch is good punch. I think I've mentioned this in other streams, but I like a lot of passive upgrades.
This is an ARC broadcast.
I just want to make sure it saves me
There are
listening to
reports
those,
coming
because I
out
like
of the
listening to those
quarantined
things.
Hellified zone near the San Andreas.
I'm gonna walk away so I can talk about something. Yeah, so one thing that I like in video games is whenever I'm given the option to get like a super niche ability that is something that's triggered but has a long cooldown and it's a cool effect. If I have to pick between something like that versus something that's a passive that is pretty easy to have like little bonus, like I'd rather take a bunch of little bonuses constantly than one big bonus every so often, right? That's how I've played basically most of the games I go for. Like I'd rather have a tiny bit of health regen over having, you know, a massive health increase after each kill, right? Like I'd rather just have the easy passive stuff, because that stuff can end up being more beneficial in the long run because you don't have to actively do anything, right? So like that blood punch thing is sort of another example of that, where, you know, I believe you have to get glory kills in order to get the punch built up. Like you have to do glory kills to charge it, but if you can charge it with other things, that can also help, especially if you can do it with armor, which is very easy to farm from the little dudes. If I remember correctly, I think this game has a good sort of balance of going from like, here's a lore area where there's a lot of lore and fighting, and then like it kind of goes back and forth between lore and fighting a little bit better than the previous game, because I remember the previous game had like significant issues with that. Like there are parts where just things just sort of stop and just you get lore for like 2 minutes and then you go back to just running and shooting. You know, nothing that is wrong with either of those things individually. It's just balancing the two is always a weird thing. Parkour! Give me the lore. All of the lore. Yeah, I can see the new demons running around. See that giant hand over there. Another giant dude. I love the level. I love the backdrops of these games. Actually, isn't this where we introduced the Hell Knight? Is you two goggles? Oh wait, yeah, I need to check. Challenges. No challenges for this? Darn. Hey there, old friend. How's it going? Yes! Crush. bigger the bones, the more satisfying the crush. Oh, we get the punch right now. Sweet. I'm glad I picked that upgrade. I forgot that we got it so early. So get the Infinity Gauntlet. Blood Punch. Deals extra damage. Yep, glory kills fill the meter. Nice. Alright, now we need to get to upgrades and other secrets that are all around here. I don't take damage from my own grenades, right? No, I don't. Okay. Alright, I need to figure out how to get up. Should be a pole or something somewhere. Alright, runes. Which one do we want? I like how you have the option to pick any of these immediately. It's nice way to just say, hey, we know you like all of them. Pick one. Let's see. I'll probably do stagger time. Because that'll help with how far away I usually am from enemies. Yes. 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 Alright, I forget. Okay, so yeah. Okay, these things unlock a little bit faster than the first game. I remember that was a weird thing in the first game where it's like, you can... Oh, this will unlock now. But you can only unlock this... like, you can only unlock this... like, through... You know, like, you have to unlock them at certain intervals, not... Like, once you have 3... You couldn't use 3. You had to make it up to like 7 to unlock the ability to use all 3 of them at once. And that was one I always found just like incredibly annoying to deal with. It's like, come on, man, like just let me. Yeah, Arachnotron. Woo! Going back through this is gonna make me want to buy more collectibles, which I shouldn't. Oh, hey. Woo! Alright, any secrets? I don't think so. Hello. Hello, Ghost Formula. Next to an Assassin's Creed 4 live. I've actually got an Assassin's Creed 4 run coming on my gaming channel. Link is in the description. It should be coming out later this year, like near the end of this year, so I'm probably not going to be doubling up on that. Oh crap, I need Eat a thing. Chainsaw? Yeah! Chainsaw good. Alright, I need to reread this because I forgot how this works. Putting all the encounters, weapon points. I forget which one of these is which. I think that's combat, that's like special. Those are special challenges. I think those are a boss? No, that's a boss. I forget what that is. Alright. Oh, we have lots of points. I need to pick things. I like the sticky bombs. Let's go with sticky bombs. Alright, let's go for the big one, since we've already got enough points for that. Alright. Let's continue along. Yes, I checked Zombie Army. It was good. Enjoyed the video. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. I thoroughly enjoy the Zombie Army games, and I look forward to whenever they're working on a 5th one. I have no idea when. They normally release them sort of in between the Sniper Elite stuff, so we'll see how that goes, I guess. Let's see, can I make it up there? I forget. Can I make those jumps? I don't remember if I can make those jumps. I remember I go back that way. I forget if I can go that way yet or not. I'll need to check. We'll need to check. Oh wait, I need to grab the lore. Lore! The wolf. That was locked off. Good to know. Oh, here we go. Now we get dash. Count weight. forward. We see that life down there. We see it. Hey, Pepper. Alright, I remember that we loop back to that room. We can come back around, so... I'm trying to remember exactly how we get to that other area over there. I cannot remember.
Cannot kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood. What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. It is written. It is their time to give penance. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
There's a lot of character in the Doomslayer's body language during sequences like that, where he like starts to turn away as a guy says you can't do this, and then he looks back at him like, try me. You know. Doomslayer is sort of the epitome of the guy that gets shit done. And we all love him for it. We all love him for it. Alright, how we doing? I don't believe there are any secrets around here. I don't see anything to interact with. Yeah, he was ready for it. Doomslayer has one job: slay. Already faced the Marauder boss fight? No, I basically just started replaying the game. So, yeah, we went through Hell on Earth, and now we're on level 2, basically. We've got a long way to go. Got a long way to go. Assuming I can make it over there now with Dash.
This Sentinel battery can be used to provide additional power to your ship. Several modules remain unused. Finding more batteries will enable you to utilize the full functions of your command station.
That'll be awesome once we get there. No! There we go. There we go. That's what we were trying to do. I forget if we fight these here. Yeah, these are the secret encounters. Lure them in here. Nice. Simple but effective. Alright, got 2 weapon points now. Should be everything back here. That's good. Do you like Resident Evil games, like remakes and stuff? That's a complicated question. I like playing the Resident Evil games, and I've played some of the old ones, and I've played some of the remakes. It kind of depends on the one. I like the remake of 1 a lot, even though it's not really a remake as much as just like a remaster, but I really like the remake of 1. Remake of 2 and 3 I had issues with, but did have fun with them. The Resident Evil 4 remake I did enjoy, but there's a lot of like stuff in there that I didn't like as well. It's kind of a weird thing. So, I guess the answer is yes with a massive asterisk. I guess that's the best way to put it. Ah, plasma weapon. Weak point Revenant. Hot right now. Alright, now I need to find secrets and recover shit, because I did not do very well. Alright, so we come in from below. There we go. Nice. Good shit. Good shit. I forget. Can I get up there? I feel like I should be able to. Okay, maybe not. these are sections I remember not liking. Because I was like, why does this goo make it where I cannot jump? That's such a weird, like... What is this mechanically, man? It's just goop. Like, why can't I just, you know, go through it? Can't even dash through it either. It's just a really weird, like... Alright, let's try to get one mod for each thing. Heat Blast is usually pretty good. Do you like... I'm assuming that's God of War 3, and will you make the video like full gameplay or stream? I've never played any God of War games. I'm assuming that's the game you're talking about, so... But, yeah, I've never played any God of War games. And, I don't really have any... If I can't play the game on PC, I probably won't play it for the channel, just because I don't have the best competency when it comes to putting things from console onto stream. I'm not very good at this. Let's see, what am I trying to do right now? Forgot. What am I doing right now? I know I'm supposed to do something with this, but I'm forgetting what it is I have to do. Oh, I need to grab that. I forgot to grab that. That was literally the last thing I needed to get. This is one thing. I don't really plan to stream games as often as I kind of have been lately.
There is a Sentinel power core nearby. You can use it to activate the mech and clear a path forward.
So, yeah, I don't normally stream games that often. It's normally like reaction stuff and just talking about things. But I do tend to put stuff up on my gaming channel over time with just games I want to play. And I've got a huge backlog of games I want to play, so they will come out on the gaming channel basically every like Wednesday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday typically. Sometimes they won't have my commentary just because I just wanted to put something up and didn't feel like recording my voice, but I will get to many games over time. I just need time, basically. Whole area left to do. Secrets. Alrighty. Remember how to get out of here. Shit. About fucked that up. Says me. That's such a cool visual to see coming in. Look at all these schmucks down there. So much down there. I forget when we actually get challenges to do when we're in like a level. See if I can... keep getting that I have blood punch, and I should probably be charging that up. Just making sure I'm not missing anything before I move on. I played Resident Evil remakes, and I really like the third, 2, and 3 one, mostly because of Mr. X and Nemesis, but I did not really like 4. Yeah, I mean, this is the word. I did not like Mr. X, but I liked Nemesis. I think my thing with Nemesis is that you can beat him in his encounters when he shows up, and because of that you get rewards and stuff. Whereas with Mr. X, I don't know, like the only time that you actually beat him and you get something out of it, like when you randomly encounter him, is just basically like when you actually beat him as a boss fight at the end. That was not really like the thing. I'm not really a fan of indestructible enemies that just kind of get in the way, especially in a game like Resident Evil where you're kind of conservative with your ammo. Or at the very least you should be, theoretically. You know, I think, you know, like the Regenerator in Dead Space 2, for example, that sequence, where it's a very limited sequence with that one enemy, I think is a pretty good way to use an indestructible enemy. You know, because you can slow him down. You have a lot of ways to slow him down. Mr. X is basically just a giant, Like, Mr. X is just a giant bullet sponge if you try to slow him down. You know, unless you're in a very, very, very specific encounter with him. You know, so that's... Whereas with Nemesis, you can, like, you fight him several times, and you can beat him several times, and get rewards out of it, and that's something that I like. Let's see, how do we get up there? How do I get up there? Yeah. Okay, I guess this does lead around. Alright. Where am I going here? Ah. Everything is. Let's see. Yeah, I like Nemesis more too because he had cool comebacks and mutations, but I was kind of disappointed because in the end he died very fast. I mean, I get that. I mean, I think it is one of those things too, like, you know, when he mutates, it's a cool sort of gimmick, but you can wear out your welcome if you have an enemy that appears throughout the entirety of the game, and then, you know, and like if Nemesis appeared throughout the entirety of the game and then had a really long final boss fight, some people could probably see that as sort of overstuffing it. You know, where his encounters just soak up like half the game. You know, not literally, but. Yay, I did it. I normally fail that one. Lost a lot of health out of that, but whatever. I think most of Nemesis's encounters are good, just at the baseline. I just think because they use him so much, if they use him too much, it would get kind of tedious by the time you get to the end. You know, because you kind of, you know, you don't want to have players rolling their eyes when the enemy shows up for like the 7th time in a game. You know, because it kind of loses the threat each time you see him and beat him in a way. Yeah, but basically the whole game was built on Nemesis, so that I wanted long fight. I mean, I can understand that. I mean, I understand why you would want more of it, but I can also understand why some people would want it to be a little bit like the way it is, where it's not too long. You know, it's more short. But I mean, it kind of comes down to personal preference in terms of like how much of a boss fight you want, you know. You know, like some boss fights just drag on just because of different things. Found no goo. Puddles. There you are. Yeah, everybody like it their own way. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's bad. Like, I don't think any of Nemesis's encounters are bad. That's the main thing, right? As long as they're good, you know, and they're sort of appropriately different each time, then you can kind of say, yeah, I would prefer less or more, but at the end of the day, it's still a good, like, set of encounters. You know? And I would say that most of Nemesis' encounters are pretty good, at the bare minimum. Oh, these pools of goop. Not a fan of those ghoul pools. Not a fan. Goop bad. How you want to do this. Yeah, okay. There we go. One thing I don't get is why they have these batteries here for these weapons. When it's like, the weapons are right there, so why put the battery almost right next to it? Why not just leave the battery in it and just have us trigger it whenever we get to the thing, you know? It seems like a weird sort of extra video gamey thing to include there. And also, why would the batteries be out, like in the first place? It's a weird little thing. Sploosh. Ooh. That was close. Is there a thing back here? There is. Aha. More ammo would be nice. I think we get both Blood Punch upgrades. And then I think we go for, let's see, where can I even see that menu? I don't know. Yeah. I think we'll probably max out Blood Punch, and after that, we'll have to see what we can do. Like, max out the upgrades we get for Blood Punch, just because Blood Punch is a very effective weapon against a lot of stuff. Cutscene saying, hey! Xbox game price increase, Vengaris. I have heard about it, and it's like, okay. I mean, it's not good, in my opinion, but I don't have Xbox products, so I'm kind of in the realm where I'm kind of like, oh no. Anyway, you know, but I understand if you're an Xbox person that it's probably not going to make you happy. That's locked off, apparently. Oh boy, oh. Does this lead somewhere neat? I feel like it does. love secrets. Even though that didn't really do anything, because we're already maxed out. I'm a PlayStation person, so no doubt they're gonna follow suit as well. They probably will. I mean, aren't both consoles not, like, aren't both console sort of groups not doing particularly well right now? Like, I don't, like, did the PS5 do well in terms of sales? Because I don't think it did, because I remember hearing that it was actually kind of rare to be able to get one. I don't keep up with like console stuff anymore so much as I see other people talk about it. Time. Holy crap. I went in there with like full armor and health. Shit. Alright, I need to get the key. Key's up there. There's a pathway. Pretty sure people could barely get their hands on one because it was constantly out of stock. Maybe it was just selling too good. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I guess it's not the biggest deal. I don't ever get games without a lot of review checking these days. Yeah. I mean, this is one thing too, is that there are so many like game companies out there that are charging like AAA prices for games that are just not worth it, point blank. And so, like, there's an element of it where I don't want prices to go up, but prices were inevitably going to go up anyway, just because prices always go up. You kind of have to, because it's such an unfair risk-reward system with current day prices. Yeah, you really got to do, like, unless you're getting something out of buying games, like, immediately, then he said the thing. This is the thing. Yeah, I said the thing about the thing. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like nowadays, you got to be really careful where you spend your money. I mean, the only reason that I bought Doom: The Dark Ages like at full price was because I have faith that the studio will give a great product at the end of the day. Because I loved Doom 2016. I love Doom Eternal. You know, it's just a matter of. I believe that they're going to do a great job because they've done it twice in a row. You know, so I believe they can do it. But at the same time, there is an element of it where it's like, I don't like the price increase in general, but I understand that it's sort of, you can't really fight it once it happens, right? Because once it starts happening, then all kinds of shit's gonna start. Yes, give me the Unmaker. Makes my PP real happy. Alright, what our upgrade are we gonna do next? We have 5. Alright, I'm typically doing the heavy one and then doing like the smaller ones later. Just because it's easier. At least in my opinion, just to wait for the big one and then do the little ones as they sort of come up. I need to catch up on chat. I was not paying attention during that whole thing. Yeah, I like Doom 2. I'm waiting for upcoming Doom game. It's fair. It looks cool, and they did it twice in a row, so it's not a fluke. So we'll see how it does. I wonder where they're going to draw the line and say that the price is high enough. Well, I mean, the price is never high enough, right? I mean, it's sort of dictated by just what the consumers do. I mean, realistically. So, like, if you pick... Like, if 60 is the price, which it has been for a while for, like, a AAA game. Not like a premium edition, but, like, base price, AAA game, full price. If that is sort of the standard, then, you know, then there are going to be elements of it where it's sort of dependent on, like, what players are willing to buy, right? Like, if players are willing to buy cheaper games instead of more expensive games, you know, that'll basically tell companies, hey, your price is too high, you know? Because, I mean, game developers would rather sell, like, 100 copies of a $40 game than sell 50 copies, you know, of like or sell like 40 copies of like a $60 game, right? Like, if you get more sales out there, that looks good to investors. And if you make like more profit in the long run with like a steeper discount, you know, that's usually generally a good idea. Like, it depends on different things, but...
The betrayer's life signal is nearby.
Ooh. Betrayer! Where are you? Alright, where exactly am I going? Let's see, there is a way up. Why is there a way up? There is a loop around. Is there a secret I am missing? I probably should actually... Aha! Sweet. Oh, that's a cute one. Knew we were close. Alright, I need to catch up in chat and then go back to playing the game. Alright. Okay. Ghost likes Doom 2. Great minds think alike. What that's supposed to mean, Sheep? It means that's awesome that you both like Doom. Appreciate it, no problem. Okay. It's even more true with how, no offense, sniveling games are. I had so much misplaced faith in our fellow gamers only for them to buy out a $450 Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, there's just a lot of... Well, this is the problem, right? Is like, it doesn't really matter if the majority of gamers say no to a particular video game practice, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, if one game is meant to sell like 5 million copies, right, and it's got a ton of microtransaction shit in it, if only 1 million copies of that sell, but it makes all of its profit that it needs to based on those 1 million who buy it, then people are going to continue doing the microtransaction shit. You know, there's no way around it.
There are motion sensors and artillery everywhere.
It needs to be a massive majority that stops doing it for them to stop doing microtransaction shit and they go back. You know, it's going to take a huge shift amongst 99% of gamers, which just, frankly, I don't think will happen.
I don't want you all to leave me here. I am where I belong. Saving your people will not bring you peace. Only make the burden you carry worse.
Game's too loud over you.
And now you seek to defy the Calm Maker herself.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
It is your people's time now to give penance, just as it was mine. Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
Checkpoint. Alright, I need to turn this down a little bit. I already turned it down a lot, so maybe we'll go down to like 10%. Hopefully that's not too quiet, but also not too loud either. But, yeah. See, most of the time, wait for the sales, but for upcoming Doom games, I will probably pay the full amount. I mean, I got the super duper version because I have faith, basically. I have a lot of faith, actually. After, you know, I loved Doom 2016, and I really enjoyed this game and its DLC. So I think the developers are on the right track to make another great game. You know, if they don't, shame on me for having faith. But until then, this is kind of where we're at. You know. You should try God of War 3 film full gameplay. You will like it. I might. I don't know. This is one thing. Like, there's a lot of games that I would love to play if they were on PC, right? Like, I can't be. I don't want to play games on console anymore. Just because I just don't like playing on console anymore. I've gotten so used to playing on PC, I don't want to go back. So, but I have heard that the God of War games, for the most part, are pretty good. So, I'm open to seeing. I did see that they released like the newer one, or one of the newer ones on Steam, and I've heard people like it. So, we'll see how that goes. What is the best option for what I'm about to do here? Shit. Damn it. Vangeris is spoiled. Maybe a little bit. I mean, this is one thing too, like, I don't buy AAA games in general, like, for the most part. You know, like, this is my one AAA game I'm gonna buy at full price this year. Like, I'm not a person that normally pays full price for a game unless I'm really excited for it, or I think I will gain something from getting it early, right? Like, I'm gonna play it for the channel, right? I'm probably gonna enjoy it because it looks cool, you know, but you know, it is that thing where, you know, I did it again, but it's true. I mean, it's a game that I enjoy. It's from a series that I've really enjoyed, and I have faith in the developers, and it will be good for my channel, so I don't really have an excuse to not get it, basically. I did not really like Assassin's Creed Mirage, especially the combat. Yeah. Well, I've heard the Assassin's Creed's sort of been diluted over time just because they keep making the damn things, and they just make them kind of the same, just over and over and over and over. Here, boyos. missing anything? I don't think we are. I have 1 point. May as well throw it into that one, because why not? Alright. I feel so vindicated that the Last of Us TV show is failing in Season 2. Well, I mean, just, pride goes before a fall, as they say. And it seems like the writer of The Last of Us 2 has just way too much pride. To put it simply. I didn't watch any of it, but I knew they were gonna follow the source material regardless of how bad it gets. Yeah. Well, I mean, it showed, right? Like, like audience dropped like 50% after they killed Joel in the show. And once the leaks got out about Joel in the second game, like if I remember correctly, I think The Last of Us 2 was like one of the most expensive games ever made, and it did not sell enough to make his money back, from what I understand. I love the sounds, all the pew pew. It's like, you did shit, yeah. Did not really particularly hard shit, but yeah, you did it. Last of Us first game was great, but second one disappointed me, mostly because of story. Yeah. I mean, I would have been open to playing it if I didn't know that the second one was going to be terrible, right? Because I heard a lot of great things about the first one, you know, but it's still one of those things where I just saw where it was going, and I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. I played the first, but listen, I'm just not into that torture porn shit. Same here. But if I want to be miserable, I have real life for that. I don't need a game to be hopeless the entire time. And also just with annoying characters. I remember even the voice actor for Joel was practically begging people to give the game a chance.
In the northern region of Earth.
Yeah. Well, just they did it wrong. It's like they made it fundamentally broken.
The hub has several areas locked off due to power constraints. Once power has been restored, you will be able to access the entire ship.
Yeah. I'm gonna rant about Oh yeah, I forgot you get posters in the game. That's cool. Yeah, you get, this is one thing I liked about this game too, having like the hub with like the collectibles around that actually like do something interesting. But yeah, talking about just The Last of Us and the way it sort of went with its story in the second game. It's like you could totally do a thing where Joel is considered the bad guy by somebody else, and then you have the moral quandary there. The problem, based on everything I've seen about the game, or about the story, is that they don't set it up properly where you're on the side of Abby before she kills Joel, and Joel never actually gets a chance to defend himself for his actions in the first game that leads to Abby wanting to kill him, right? So it's essentially a thing where you have a great character that just doesn't act like his character to defend himself, and it causes him to die, right? Which is just annoying, right? It's just an annoying sort of plot beat when the character does not do something that should totally be within their character, and they should, you know, defend themselves. I mean, they're in a life or death situation, and they don't choose to defend themselves. It's just blatant bad writing, just on the face of it. And it's just terrible. True, the characters in the first game were so memorable and had beautifully tragic stories that felt natural. Yeah. Well, it also doesn't help that, from everything I've heard and seen about The Last of Us 2, is that The Last of Us 2 just straight up ruins every character from the first game. Like, Joel's kind of a dickless loser. Ellie's just kind of a bitch the whole time, and Abby is just someone you want to kill the entire game because she killed the character you probably like the most. So it's just a lose-lose from everything I've seen, and adapting it into the show is also a lose-lose. Like, I don't understand why they thought this would be a good idea. Plus, he literally saved Abby. I don't understand how she didn't feel even the least bit curious as to why he killed her father.
Levels rising.
Yeah.
Re-establishing power to core and supplementary systems.
Yeah, we can run around now. There's stuff around. I forget. Is there a thing that we can shoot? I remember there was a thing that pops up that lets you get up there. Oh, okay. has something. I remember there was something you could shoot in the level that like unlocks more stuff. Trying to remember. Oh, it's building the gauze cannon. We'll be getting there soon. We'll be getting there soon. Let's see. I'm trying to remember where everything is. Here we go. Look at all our collectibles. Starting off small, but we'll get there. I'm gonna read this shit now. Can I... Is there a crouch button in this game? I don't think there is. From slay time to playtime. The living end. I always love all the little details they put in here. Like they reference different things. Like look at their they got games in here. It's like the Art of Doom. Or not. It's like different memorabilia from other stuff in the games they've made. How to comb your mustache. The Kako and the Rye. There's a bunch of little references that I think... Like, this shows that the devs like this game, right? And that's something I love so much. Alright. I don't know if you guys know about Predator Hunting Grounds, but it was really good, but it only had online, no campaign. Yeah, I mean, like, I would love to play more games that have that sort of online co-op functionality of it, but it's not constantly online. You know, like one reason why I love playing World of Warcraft, and I have played it basically since like 2006, was because if you want to play with a group, you can, but you don't have to. Like, you can play through most of the game's content without having to play with a group. You know, but if you do want to get with a group, you can do more challenging stuff, right? And I'm talking about like a classic version of WoW, not like the new shit. But it is a weird experience to like see a bunch of really good games that require online stuff all the time. It's kind of funny. Shotgun portraits, daisy picks, kill list, collectibles. There's just a bunch of cool shit in this game that I like. Kattinger cooking. That's a good one. There's the record. I always forget how this works. But I also like it. It is canon that the Doomslayer does play guitar. I like that canonicity. I'm gonna get our weapons too. There's just so much cool shit. I need to catch up on chat. I'm sorry. Hey people. Hello, Shan. Let's see. Wasn't that Dr. Disrespect guy a skin for that game and got hilariously removed because he's a weirdo? Maybe, I don't know. I don't keep up with Dr. Disrespect's drama, so like I don't really care. There's no crouch button because Doom Guy never yields. He never kneels. You say that, and yet we literally saw him kneel before King Novak in like the previous level. But I mean, it is kind of true. Like the Doomslayer is unyielding in his like devotion to just killing shit. That's awesome. I'm trying to remember exactly what's in these rooms. Because I remember... If I remember correctly, I think the only things in these rooms are suit stuff. Like that's a suit, I think from the previous game. Then there's another suit in the other tower. Also, let me know how good the game is in terms of volume balancing, because I already turned the game down really low, so if it's still really loud, let me know. Yeah, that was like another suit. One thing I like about this game is how they've sort of kept adding shit to it as it goes on. Are you going to stream full gameplay like right now, or film rest later? I mean, I actually need to end the stream shortly, but there are a couple things I do want to... Actually, this is probably a good time to talk about this, because I thought about moving the ESAS stream to later in Saturday. So instead of starting at like 9 a.m. or like 9 or 10 a.m. for me, starting at maybe around noonish, because that seems like a good time for people to stream shit. But yeah, there's so many unlockables I want to get. Also got the Unmaker. I want that Unmaker so bad. No, don't think, Bengaris. No. Game volume is fine, but the deaths are lacking. I am sorry. But yeah, so I thought about moving ESAS sort of like further into Saturday. Maybe doing it around, like, starting around noonish, like EST time. Basically try to do it in the afternoon as opposed to other times of day, just because more people are probably awake by that point. Is there something I can interact with around here? So I could have sworn there was something that you could do to like get like a thing that helps you traverse that upper area. Maybe it comes up later. I don't know. Yeah, I asked about that because I want to see boss fights like on live. I mean, I could try to do all this live. The problem is I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weekends for different things. So I wouldn't be able to stream for 2 weeks, and then I'd be very behind on playing Dark Ages when it comes out by the time we actually get there. Because I can only stream so many hours a day the way I do it now. If I did the afternoon thing, where I move the stream like a couple hours forward, I could actually stream for like 4 to 5 hours before I'd actually have to get off. So that'd be one thing. I would like to do longer streams, but it's just a matter of it's really just a matter of figuring out where some of this stuff is and sort of what's left to interact with. All right, do we have a new ARC report?
This is an ARC broadcast. To any ARC personnel or survivors operating inside the Hellified zones, please be advised. More Doomslayer sightings have been coming in. ARC leadership do not recommend any attempts to communicate with the Slayer directly. Please avoid all contact with Doomguy at this time. While it is clear that the Slayer is an enemy of the Challenge, it is unclear if he could also be a threat to civilians.
Alright. Yeah, you gotta fear the Doom guy. Anybody that kills more mercilessly than the demons, you have to be a little suspicious of. Where am I going? What am I trying to do right now? Okay, we're going through this bit. I remember being kind of disappointed that we don't actually like get to like get in a mech and fight shit, even though this game has plenty of mechs available. I do remember being mildly disappointed by the fact that we never do any mech thing. It's like, we got a base. There's one right there. I know it's broken, but we could fix it. It'd be cool. I don't think they do it in the Dark Ages just because that doesn't seem like it's thematically appropriate, but I've been wrong before. Let's have some fun. Practice fighting demons without dying. Let's see. All right. I'm mainly just doing this just to get this sort of unlock stuff out of the way, because I'm pretty sure that challenges don't... pretty sure challenges don't come into effect down here. If I were a demon and Doom God came at me, I would self-terminate. It would probably be less graphic, and actually, now that I think about it, the Doomslayer kills things remarkably efficiently for the most part, so he'd probably kill you faster than you could kill yourself when you really get down to it, because he's just so brutal about it. I mean, he also has guns, right, which would probably kill you faster than what you could do as a demon on your own, depending on what type of demon you are. Unless you just stab yourself in the face. Alright, we have a point. Alright, I remember this being strange. Let's see. I remember there was one category that I just all but ignored until the very end. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think I remember ignoring the entire environmental thing and doing other stuff. That's the thing. I think I remember going for, like, the dash stuff. Actually, wait, now I remember. I think I went exploration first, just because it unlocks basically all the shit we want to find. And I think we went fundamentals, just because it makes things more efficient. Reveals all... Okay, so that reveals all the items, but that reveals where they are. So I think we'll sit on that for a bit and wait till we get enough to... I think we'll wait until we can get that one, just because the collectibles just help everything else sort of function. I should run up to all these other sort of rooms, just so I can remember where each of them are. And also just so I can sort of unlock the visual of them. There's a lot of upgrades to get. Not a lot of time. Please struggle on the puzzle. Struggle on the puzzle. Oh wait, this isn't a puzzle. Haha! You struggled with the puzzle that wasn't there. The puzzle was in your own mind. Move. Alright, where... I'm trying to get down. Down with the sickness. Alright. I'm basically just trying to get all these to pop up on the map so I can remember how much stuff is here. Oh yeah, there's a thing down there. I need to remember that. Alright, there's a lot of stuff to get. But I'm probably going to focus upgrades more than anything else. I wish I could be inside you, mech. It sounds weird, but I don't care. Do you like the game called For Honor? Never played it. I don't actually know much about it. I have heard of it, but I haven't heard much about it, if that makes sense. Alright, so where are we heading now? Alright. We have to infiltrate the cultist base. We're gonna have to do that later, though, because I do have to quit the stream, sadly, because I've got other stuff to do. But, before we go, one final thing. Would you guys like it if I moved the stream up? Where instead of ending right now, we would start right now and go for about 4 or 5 hours. I imagine that would be positive for the stream in general, because most people don't want to get up early on a Saturday to watch a stream. They want to sleep in and do things because they've had a hard week. And I totally get that. So let me know what you think about this before we end this stream. Yes, yeah, that would be good. All right. I can't do it today for obvious reasons, but I think it might be helpful too just to have that be like noon Eastern Standard Time would be like the starting point. But yeah, I mean so yeah, as far as I know, I am planning to stream tomorrow, and so I probably will stream around this. I'll start the stream around this time, probably tomorrow. I have yet to figure out if I'm doing anything with family, so that might get in the way. But if that does happen, damn it, I was just about to say that this stream starts now. You know, the real stream starts now. But yeah, so I'll try to make it a thing to have the stream start at this point in the future. But I am going to be unavailable for the next 2 Saturdays. I am going to try to upload Doom Eternal stuff throughout the weekends just to kind of keep the progression sort of going, because I know that we're not going to be able to finish Doom Eternal. It took me 4 days, I think, to finish Doom 2016. This is going to take a lot longer because Doom Eternal's much bigger. I think it's like twice as long. So this is going to take a bit to get through, but we will see how it goes. But actually, one final thing before I end the stream. Would you prefer me to wait until I can do this live? Like, would you prefer for me to wait until I can do all of these live and just take 2 weekends off of uploading stuff? Or would you prefer I get all this stuff out of the way as soon as possible so that we can immediately jump into Dark Ages by the end of sort of this month? Because I think those are sort of the 2 options I have right now. It's either pre-record a bunch of Doom Eternal stuff where it's not live, and then we get into Dark Ages, or we put off getting to the Dark Ages, but we have to go through Doom Eternal on its own for a little while. We're thinking, give us about 4 hours to finish thinking. Yeah. Because, I mean, I prefer this to be live. It's just I don't like skipping a bunch of Saturdays, you know. And also I feel like I'm on a little bit of a time crunch to try to get these things finished before I play Dark Ages, because I don't want to be the Dark Ages guy that plays it like a month late. But that might be what happens. In the meantime, you may as well continue playing. I would prefer live because I want to see the boss fights live. Alright, I can understand that, so... Well, we'll see what happens. So, I guess I'll plan to do them all live, which basically means no ESAS content for the next 2 weekends, which will be sad, but we can pick this up later, and hopefully, when we make the shift to doing it in the afternoon, we can do longer streams, which is the main thing, because, you know, I can't really do things very early very often, so... Right, so just to lay out the plan as clearly as possible. I'm gonna start trying to stream around noon Eastern Standard Time, where it's, you know, start at noon and go to like 4 or 5. So that'll be streaming longer, hopefully, more often, and we're going to keep all the Doom Eternal stuff live. So let's hope that we keep it live, and we'll do it live. Fuck it. But yeah, I think at that point we're just going to... I think at this point we'll see what happens about tomorrow, If I do stream tomorrow, great. If I don't, I apologize, but we'll pick it up a little while from then. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this stream at this point, so. But, just, thank you all for joining me. I know that this was kind of short for some people. But, I'm gonna try to accommodate people that like to watch these, and I'm trying to make it work. I've got a very busy schedule around streaming on the weekends, so let's see what we can do in the future. But for now, I'd just like to thank you all for watching this stream and all the other ones, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow.